Tonight on the Boneyard.
Well, that was pretty fantastic that worked.
Not bad, huh?
I did good. Your promo's awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yay! I've been
I got to
working
get you a
on
better
this
picture of us.
stuff.
You've been doing a good job.
Yeah.
So we should probably tell the world who you are.
Yeah. Hi everyone and our not so vast audience of 0 viewers at this time. I am Kyle Klima of Harmonic Dyson. Hello.
Right on. That's all right. If nobody jumps on, then whatever. We'll have a good conversation. So.
No problem. Well,
I'm
like
sure
you guys
TJ will be
record
here
them,
soon.
right? So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Runaway.
Yeah. They all get recorded when they're live, and then I usually go and, well, I've been kind of slacking lately because I've been working so much on these books, but I usually go and edit the titles so that we have like these are the bands or whoever we interview and their pages and stuff like that. But I've been really lazy about it. So not that I've been lazy about it. I've just had so much on the go.
So. Yeah, everyone's kind of in a bit of a slump, eh?
Yeah. This rule change has really pushed some people over the edge, man. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Pardon?
We'll see what happens.
Well, we can only hope for the best at this point, man. It's like somebody blind driving a train towards another train. And I mean, I want to look away, but I want to see what happens at the same time.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm just kind of here, like, trying to live my life.
Yeah, I know. It's been pretty interesting. I mean, there's been some positives though, right?
Like,
tell us why you're here.
Well, today we released a new song, This Is My Design, on all streaming platforms. And we even, I actually myself put together a streaming video for it, which you can find on our YouTube. It's the second song that we released off of our debut EP, Creative Destruction, and we got 3 more coming for you. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed This Is My Design. It is the first song we actually wrote as a band, and that was like about 5 years ago now. So to have it released in all its splendor today is like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, right on. And you picked a good day to do it too.
Yeah, it all kind of just fell into place. Like, I mean, I wouldn't normally release on a Tuesday, but it is 420, so happy 420, everyone.
Happy 420.
Toke my vape pen here.
Right, I know. I started rolling one, but I decided making coffee was probably a little bit more important.
Yeah, it is 7, so we're already like 3 hours past 420 at 420 anyways. So I guess
yeah. I mean, it's 420 all day, right? And I mean, in 7 more minutes, it's 420 somewhere else. So
that's true. And well, I don't know. I like to reminisce on my times at like the Toronto weed marches and stuff like that, where everybody would freak out at 420 and start ripping. You know, Bong Man would run around messing with people. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know. I like. I'm gonna say it confidently because I know eventually it's gonna happen. I can't wait for life to get back to whatever it's gonna be for us after this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's gonna take some time. We got some things going on, but I mean, in the meantime, people are releasing things and creating things and writing things and so I mean, it's not super terrible. A lot of people have actually
could be worse.
good stuff. So You know, and we got to keep hopeful. Otherwise,
A lot of
we're,
people.
we are going to start to lose the momentum that we have. So
Yeah, I see that. What up,
it's nice
five
to still
people?
have
Hey,
bands to
5
interview.
people.
Once they get the notification, they stop in, they come to
They
see
start
what's going
popping up.
on. So,
Well,
oh yeah,
you 5
yeah.
people just put a nice face. Hello, guys.
There is a chat somewhere.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. Okay, I found it. I got it on my phone too. Nobody's in it yet, but
Is it this chat on the right here? This messages from audience
so.
will display here. Nice.
Yeah, that's the chat.
We'll say
there.
What's up, guys? Ask some questions.
Yep,
What's going on? Where were we? I would say that now's the really good time for bands to be really grinding with the behind the scenes stuff. Like a lot of my friends in the scene have been doing a lot of work during their downtime. Like my colleague Wes McDonald in Malakota, they have a whole bunch of work. They just released one EP, and that's pretty cool. Like they set everything up really nice, and they took all of the last year's time to really work hard on their stuff. And I think everybody should be doing this right now, especially with no shows and stuff. Right? Just build your repertoire.
That's right. That's right. I've been doing the same. I've been writing. I think I've got about 10 books on the go right now. I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So
nutty book numbers.
Well, I don't know. I enjoy it. I mean, it's my way of still being able to stay connected to everybody, and we all need a reason to feel relevant, right? And when I reach out to a band and go, "Hey, dude, I want to write about you," they go, "Really? Good, because I've been feeling like shit, and I could really use this." And I'm like, "Well, I've been feeling like shit, and I could really use this too." Like we're not in the mosh pit, but we're still doing something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I usually do one Sofa City at a time, but I'm usually in shows like at concerts, or I'm traveling around. I got 2 kids and all that stuff too. Like a life aside from all that stuff. So it's definitely different, but it's kind of nice to take on all the extra work because I've got different projects going on. So speaking of which, you have a few different projects going on. What else are you up to?
Well, Harmonic released a song today, and on March 31st, my other band, Co-Lead, released a song, Chasm. So, as I said, we're all really working, behind the scenes, trying, not so much release after release, but, we want to go like, hey guys, we're still here. Here's an awesome song, but we're also working on ourselves at the same time. You know what I mean? Really hope, I don't know, I don't see any changes till 2023, and I said this last year. I see tour flyers and all this stuff going up, and trying to stay hopeful.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And we have to. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes in Canada, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. People are working really hard to make sure that we just have the freedom to choose how we live from here on in.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time. I mean, it's we try to stay away from like the negatives and stuff like that when we're on the show. But I do have to say that I went in to buy school supplies today for my kids because they released us some school supplies, right?
Oh yeah.
So I had gone in and I had wanted a specific few things for them because I homeschool my kids. Like they're not online learning, they're homeschooled. And because they had a different code, they wouldn't scan and they couldn't give them to me. And like, it boggles my mind on how they're deeming what is and what isn't essential. I can go and get a burger from McDonald's, but I can't get something to teach my kids. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird. So like, I mean, we try to stay away from, talking about it and stuff like that because everybody's opinions are different. Like a third of people think this way, a third of people think this way, a third of people don't think at all. So, you know, we're in this really weird information situation along with everything that's going on politically too. So it's, I mean, I have my opinions. I've said them out loud a couple of times, but I try not to say it out loud too much because, you know,
everybody has their opinions, right? But
well,
it
and that's
seems
it.
these days people are getting crucified for their opinions. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to
exactly.
put my 2 cents at all because I'm seen by my friends as a bit of an eccentric person. So I'm just gonna
Well,
not even touch that subject at all.
I mean, like, I don't know if you had seen the cover photo I had posted a little while ago, but it was of myself and my mom and my grandmother. And I'm a little baby in the picture. I'm like maybe 2 years old. And I have a tinfoil hat on.
Signs.
So, so, I mean, I'm pretty sure people have figured me out by now. I'm, again, you know, the train wreck reference. People want to look away, but they want to see when I'm going to crash.
Well,
So,
I'm sure there's people that wouldn't get off that train even if it was gonna crash. You know, metaphor for, for friends and family behind you.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, man. If we spent more time living than we do trying not to die, I think we'd be getting through this a little bit easier. So, you know,
There's a lot of things.
I mean,
But again, I'm just not gonna go there.
listen, we have behind the scenes too, which is fine. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll chat
mean,
later.
like,
We'll chat later.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and speaking of chatting about, like, you know, just regular conversation or whatever, because I'm not sure when TJ's jumping in, and he had questions for you and wanted to know what was going on and all kinds. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of like sit back and chill out and watch you guys chat. I'll jump in with my regular questions and whatever, you know. And here TJ's not here, and I have no questions. So it's just like, you know.
Well, I mean, we can hear each other and we can see
I
each
can
other,
see
so
you
we're
this
still doing better
time.
than last time.
Absolutely,
It's great. I
absolutely.
don't even know. I
So,
think like the 3-city connection we had going on was just not helping the signal at
I
all.
don't know what
Because
was going on. It was so weird. But like, since I've moved the studio, which I had to move into because one of my kids wanted their own room, so now I live in the studio. So,
where is we got some questions here.
oh, do we?
Where is TJ? Where is TJ sleeping? I don't think he's sleeping. I think he's in the car.
I'm mad
Hopefully
with
on the
them.
way back from town. Unless he was kidnapped. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, you got a couple of
Hey,
questions.
yeah. Hey Poller, and Julie here. Where would you play with all the venues shutting down? Which shutdown hurt the most? Oh, well, I know I'm almost at the point, Julie, of building my own stage, sticking it in a field, and just playing to the sky.
How do you know
So
what's
where would I play? Give me a field. I will build a stage there and I'll play in that field. But at least 6 feet.
TJ started breaking ground 2 days
And
ago for building a stage, just so you know.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Look at
Like
that. Look
everything
at
you
that.
just said started happening 2 days ago.
Perfect. And in terms of, we'll talk about that in a bit because
Yeah,
I'm
we
very
will.
intrigued.
Yeah, we
But
will.
in terms of shut down, I think maybe the Mod Club or the Rivoli because I've never played the Rivoli, and when I heard it went, I was upset that it was gone. I was upset that I never played that stage because I'm like working in this scene for as long as I have now. I've always wanted to possibly can as it popped up, right?
Right.
So that went out the window. I'm more upset though in terms of like when that shut down. It was kind of a precursor for the next section of what we're looking at as artists in the scene in terms of what's going on.
Yeah.
So that really sucked, that one. And then the Mod Club, my drummer, Chris Hawko, he actually played the mod club. I think he was the only one out of everyone in the band who has played that stage. But I've seen a few friends on that stage, and that's pretty cool too. I've only been to it once or twice, I think, max. So, yeah, no, I guess for your answer there, Julie, it all kind of hurts because there was so much I had planned. Can't really say which one hurt the most. It's just a big collective hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a precursor of what's to come too. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see what's going to happen as far as the face of what kind of venues we have to play with comes along in the future. And we certainly will go back to the stage and the field thing. I will fill you in on that in a second. But
won't be my first time either.
Pardon? Oh, building a field in a stage?
It wouldn't be my first time. Nice. Well, kind of. A couple years ago, I played Farm Fest, which I was supposed to play again last year with two of my bands. The year before, the first time I played, it was a stage in a camping ground, kind of carnival ground, I guess. They just built a stage there in the middle of a field, right? Huge festival. I played with a lot of awesome bands, a few friends, Scar from the Wicked, and Beyond Creation played. Nice. 3-day festival. Wicked time. But again, stage in the field. And then something like 8 years ago, I was in a band with Chris Hawko, the drummer of Harmonic Dissection. Now we were in a band together before, and we actually built. Yeah, see, Paul just commented right there. Kyle Hogg's backyard jam. So me and Chris, we built a stage. And we were going to shoot a music video in the summer, but then a whole bunch of things happened and it got pushed back to the next weekend, but we didn't check. And the next weekend it got pushed back to rainstorm. So we got a tarp and we draped it over his backyard and we built a stage and played in the middle of a crazy rainstorm. I mean, pouring rain, nice. Full band. Rain sideways. There was people holding the tarp up with like rakes and brooms. One guy had a 2x4, but they're all like headbanging at the same time.
The whole tent's going like that.
Like every once in a while, there'd be like a big pool of water and a scoop of the tarp right above Chris's head where he was drumming, and he'd like stab his drumstick to push the water out behind him while he was footage of this thing somewhere everywhere, but I don't know if I can ever release it. I don't know if I could ever release it. It's so wild. Like, I mean, there's a dude holding this tarp up, headbanging as we're playing, lightning, like it was wild, absolutely wild.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I'll never forget this one moment. The director, it's raining, the electricity, things are flying, people are gonna die. Let's go! Just freaking out. It was so fun. Oh, Mr.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, Carlos, must go on. No. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, no,
good time.
TJ and I and somebody else managed to pull some stuff together, and they started breaking ground a couple of days ago. And I mean, we might have to wait a little bit, but we got time and we have space.
Yeah.
And I mean, like it should be something pretty interesting. We're hoping that 2022 is a little bit more promising than the last couple of bullshit years. See what happens, and we're gonna throw a fucking party.
Oh yeah, us in for sure.
Definitely.
I could put a few of my bands on the bill. Just like space out my bands, so Kyle like a little break between them. Yeah. And I know I need this based on past experiences, like shows in 2020, which was February 19th. We only played a couple shows last year, February 20th, I think it was, 20th or 21st. I played 2 bands in a row, 2 sets, and that co-lead and harmonic. And then, like, on my 25th birthday, I put together a bill of 3 of my bands on one bill, and that was wild. So I've learned from these experiences that I need at least a set break in between there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll figure some stuff out. We're keeping hopeful. We're not saying too much. Like, this is probably the first time I've actually said, "Hey, we're doing this,"
Oh.
out loud.
Well, I feel
So, like,
privileged.
we have. Well, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked by TJ because he's not here to help me announce it. So thank you so much for helping me announce it.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much. Like, yeah, I'm sure you guys will put together a grandiose post for all of that and all that down the road. So, but
Yeah.
hey, I'm excited. But anyways, we can just stop talking about it now if you want to move on to something else.
Oh, yeah, I mean, listen, man, the damage is done. You know, the cake's been eaten. You know, you can't put it back on the plate after you eat it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could. It's not
So,
gonna
well,
look the same.
no. So, yeah, no, we've had a few conversations with a few different people, and we've sat down and, you know, made some plans and drawn some things, and they just started clearing the land properly for it a couple of days ago. So it should be a lot of fun. They're taking their time doing it. It should be finished by the end of this year, this summer. They're hoping maybe
So
a little bit
next
sooner.
year then.
We're talking, August, middle of August 2022 is what we're fingers are crossed for. But we've got it pushed far enough back that if any kind of issues or problems or bullshit does come up, there's enough time for us to reschedule without people getting tired of seeing reschedules and not going, you know?
Yeah.
So, but like you said earlier, you know.
I've read a bunch of things where people are saying we should be booking. And I'm not fully behind this idea yet, but all these people are saying, these mailing lists that I'm on, you know, people in the industry, they're all saying, book now, just book. Even if it gets canceled, you're on the list.
That's
just
right.
in case
That's
it
right.
doesn't get canceled. Right? So
Well,
I don't know about like
it
booking a
keeps your
tour.
name relevant. Right? That
This
keeps
is
your name
true.
relevant. It keeps your name on paper. So when these people are going to book, they know you're serious, because whether or not the show is happening, they're well aware that you're aware that the show must go on. You know? So like,
You're on
I
the
mean,
list. That's it.
yeah, you know, I mean, we've been really quiet about us building this stage and you know, being able to do the things we're about to do, and we've got some heavy sponsors behind us and stuff. Like, we're about to make a statement as far as putting some parties to go for 2022 goes, because a lot of people have had enough. A lot of people are tired. They've given up. Look how many bands that we know that are dynamite bands that are like, nah, fuck this, we're out of here. We've had enough. We're tired. We can't do it anymore. You know, we're practicing for what? You know, we're doing this for what? Or, you know, and I get it. I totally understand. I spent probably 6 weeks battling whether or not I was going to continue writing Sofa City Sounds, because, you know, and here I am writing 5 books now. So it just, you know, I mean, it's bands like yours and drive like yours that is what made me make the decision to keep going. Because if you guys, well, I mean, if you guys don't keep going, I don't have a job as far as writing. I mean, I don't have a job right now anyway because of the pandemic, but like, as you know, as far as bands go, if great bands don't keep producing great music, then I don't have a great job to go to. And I mean, fair. I'll brag, I have one of the best jobs in the world. I get to hang out in mosh pits and write about my friends, you know?
Yeah, that is pretty cool. No, I really appreciate that. Like, we work really hard, and with everything that's been happening, like, these EP that we're trying to get out right now has been in the works for going on 2 years now, just because of everything that's been happening. And,
Right.
you know, we're almost halfway there, right? And there's been a lot of delays and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say we're that kind of band to like just broadcast everything we do. But you know, don't count us by any means, right? We're working really, really hard, and you know, we're putting together like ideas and lists of all these things. Like, well, how are we gonna? As soon as the floodgates open, how are we gonna tackle it? Are we going to take every single show offer? Are we going to go through them? Do we take our big opportunities over our little opportunities? That are little opportunities, say more friends in the scene, more connections, or do we just want to do the big thing because hey, we're back, you know, we're bouncing all these things off, and we're well, like we posted today, so here's the fruits of our labors. The last song we posted was about 5 months ago, The Shrieking Lamb, which is the first track off of Creative Destruction. Here we are. This is my design. I would encourage any of my friends watching or anybody to check that one out. Yeah, we're not stopping at all, no matter what next year throws at us. So the fact that you guys have this for us forward to, it's even better.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we're trying, man. Like it's a strange world to stay relevant in right now. Like, okay, so there's so many things that we can't do. We can't be on stage. We can't live stream for some fucking reason when it comes to music. We can't, you know, so like, and for some of us, for some musicians, this was their career. This was their getting up and their 9 to 5 and whatever. So, like, I mean, when they were like, oh, well, you can't travel city to city, you can't do this, you can't do that, I was like, well, what are the fucking production rules? So I took a page out of that, right? I tell musicians all the time, I'm like, listen, man, as long as you're recording it, you're technically documenting it. If you're technically documenting it and you're rehearsing, you can be doing these things. You can be jamming and doing this. I mean, let's face it, if it really was about our health, the reference I made to McDonald's earlier wouldn't have happened. Right? So, like, I mean, we all have the right to protect ourselves the way we know how to protect ourselves best, and we're all adults and should be able to make our own choices. And if we have to use the production rules and the recording rules in order for us to do those things, well, you know, I mean, look at Alicia Herder. I don't know if you know who she is. She's the barber from St. Catharines who turned her hairdressing studio into a film studio, into a production studio, so that she could continue cutting hair when they shut down hair salons.
Then they just film videos.
And she filmed, what she did was she called the haircuts auditions. So people would come in for auditions and she'd videotape the haircuts for a documentary of how to creatively keep your business alive during a pandemic using the rules and the laws that they've given you.
Is she a lawyer?
Pardon? No, but she has a great one.
Is she a lawyer?
Say, listen,
people keep saying Oshawa. Listen, harmonic dissection is from Toronto, Ontario, okay? We may frequent Oshawa from time to time, but we're from Toronto, okay? Got it. Thank you, Paul.
That's hilarious. You know what? Somebody just wrote "Hold the Rake," and I just thought that would be a fantastic name for a fucking festival.
Hold the Rake Festival?
That's how much pot I have smoked today. Somebody just asked where our weed was, and there's your answer. Right
the lungs, the brain, the D receptors.
Well, I mean, we have cannabinoids
Toronto
in our body for a reason. So, I mean, Yeah,
Where's
I don't.
TJ?
I did. That's so funny. I was just gonna say I don't know where TJ went. I have no idea where he is. And like
Went
this,
for a little
like,
stroll, did
well, with TJ, it could be anything,
he?
and it can like he set up an interview for us one night, and like knowing I'm a writer, he didn't say anything to me. All he said to me was, we're going to be interviewing a guy named Danny Echo. I've done all the research. Check him out real quick before the show, because I do all the scheduling and I'm also doing these other books and stuff. So like every once in a while, I don't have time to check somebody out or to do like today, right? TJ had everything going. I was like, okay, I'll jump in with my regular questions. And now where the fuck is TJ? So I don't watch TV. My TV's not even plugged in.
We got time.
And yeah, right. So so we end up interviewing this guy, Danny Echo, amazing guy. And like I asked him about his other projects, and he was like, oh, I worked on the TV show Dirk Gently. I don't know if you know what that show is. The only fucking TV show I've watched in the last 3 years. Right. And he's like, oh yeah, I worked on this show. And I was like, why didn't you tell me this? Right? Like TJ doesn't tell me anything. He just waits for the shock value for me on the show. And then I have like a million other questions and he doesn't get to say a fucking word for the rest of the show. So like, it seems like I was unprepared, but I feed off all of what he doesn't tell me, right? He doesn't tell me things. And then he's like, oh yeah, this guy. So he's like, yeah, I work for Netflix and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, did TJ tell you I'm a writer? So yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, that's usually how it works. Or if I do this on my own, usually it's only like 5-10 minutes and TJ's here. So like, I'm not sure where he is, but he's gonna have to get written up for being late.
Yeah, pink slip.
Right? So that's all right. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever he's doing must have been important because the guy hasn't missed a show yet. So
I'm sure he'll be here. You know, I like talking to you guys. You guys are cool. We're just missing the other half of the partnership here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of fun talking to you. We do. We have a lot of fun talking to you, and it's always nice that we keep in touch. You always pop in and hey, what's going on? And TJ always reaches out once in a while. I'm terrible with messaging people, just so you know. I am terrible with it.
Everybody has their thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, I'll message back in seconds.
I'm more of
as long as I'm. Go ahead. Sorry.
What? That I was just gonna continue on with something, but go on.
Gone. It's gone. I have no excuse except for it's 4:20 and I don't feel bad. Like thoughts have been leaving my head since I got up this morning. I didn't even bother trying to write or work today. It wasn't worth it. It was all going to be a write-off. So.
Kind of a gloomy day.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it like out there? Did it rain over there at all?
A little. More yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't get. Yeah, we didn't get much rain today. I was kind of surprised. Actually, I don't think we got any rain at all, but it looked like it was going to rain for most of the day.
This is how it looks like in Oshawa 24/7.
Oh, it's kind of like Newfoundland.
Yeah. Except, I don't know, maybe like Newfoundland makes more sense because it's close to the water. I mean, Oshawa's right off of Lake Ontario, sure, but...
Well, that explains it.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Radioactive waste, right?
I don't know. I thought you said Oshawa, not Hamilton.
What? No.
Right, but still.
No. If it was Hamilton, it'd be about what? Crack smoke instead of clouds. I heard that somewhere. I don't know.
I heard it from a friend of mine.
It happened to a friend of his.
Oh, that's hilarious. that TV show, I remember.
Actually,
that's so funny.
Hamilton's great because of the Doors. Tacos and metal. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, we can joke about the city, definitely, but their music scene is fucking dynamite, man. Some amazing bands have come out of Hamilton, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hamilton, London, Kitchener, Waterloo. Got friends out there.
Yeah.
Western Ontario's pretty damn good.
Yeah, we definitely got lucky with a good music scene. And thankfully, all the right ones are still making music and kicking around and, you know, doing the things they got to do and recording and putting out albums. And, you know, so we are going to see some new stuff. We are going to hear some new stuff. I know that there are bands that are booking. So like you were saying, man, it's funny because like I was never behind the live streams at all. I was never behind the online stuff because I always thought it would kill the in-person shit, which I mean, might have taken a little bit from it. But I mean, if we didn't have this online stuff, we wouldn't be able to continue to have the Boneyard going every single week like it does, you know, like we are scheduled Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I mean, like 7 viewers is not terrible when we're live on a Tuesday when we didn't announce the show. You know what I mean? Like we're just, hey, what's going on out of the blue? And people are here checking it out and watching and stuff like that. So we wouldn't have had the opportunity to build to be able to just jump on and somebody watch, you know, out of the blue like that. I can't hear you. No, you're frozen, dear.
Signal.
Oh,
low.
Maybe. There you are. No. See, something always fucks up every show.
Maybe
I can hear you.
need to
No,
switch to a different
I can't hear you.
one.
Try resetting. Try resetting your
Skype or
feed. Every time. Well, hopefully he'll be back in a second. I don't know. While we're waiting for him. Oh, hang on. There we go. Are you back?
Hello?
Hey, you're back.
That was weird because I heard you perfectly the entire time.
No, I couldn't hear you at all. So, like, I don't know if I was cutting you off while you were talking. I'm sorry if I was.
Oh, that's okay. Anyways, do you have any questions that you have lined up? For your in-between questions for TJ's list of TJ's questions?
Like my in-between questions are always off questions he has ready to
playing
go.
off of each other.
Right? Yeah. So like, and usually like I'll go, okay, well you just said this, blah, 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 blah. But all the questions that I usually have, you answer. So, okay, actually I got a good question for you.
Shoot.
What's the song or the band that turned you into a metalhead? For me, it was War Pigs. I heard that song and I was like, and that was it. I never ever turned back. I mean, I listen to music, but metal is it for me.
So, well, I guess Linkin Park.
Nice.
Chester Bennington's one of my influences. I would call it my first ever influence, I guess. I actually delved into hip hop, so you know, the whole rap rock thing that Linkin Park was, whatever you want to call it. Rest in peace, Chester. Yep. But the first time I heard Faint, that song, that was it for me. I was a kid. Like, you know, I remember growing up, you know, 8, 9, 10, didn't really listen to music. I was more of the outdoors. I mean, I was building tree forts, not thinking about music, you know what I mean? Until I started actually hearing music and going to school, I guess, being open up to different kinds of people and what they're about and all that kind of brought me into the music world, and I never left.
I know.
So yeah,
I know. It kind of pulls
Lincoln
you in.
Park.
Right on.
Lincoln Park would be the first, and then after that, it would be Lamb of God, Cannibal Corpse, Job for a Cowboy,
Right
etc.,
on.
etc. Just
Right on.
progressively crazier and crazier. And now I'm like a deathcore vocalist, I guess. Death metal, deathcore, multi-tone kind of big range vocalist kind of guy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm in a bunch of bands and I make a lot of face sounds.
That's one hell of a title, man. So, what's your favorite or your most memorable or most painful mosh pit story?
Oh, I've got a few.
Give her, we got time.
I remember a big one. Me and all my friends went to a Lamb of God show with like Kill Switch Testament and Huntress, I think it was, at the Cool House, which is downtown Toronto, but that venue doesn't exist anymore. I think
I
it's
saw
like a
Motorhead
club venue
front row
now.
there.
I got a big elbow to the face while I was headbanging, just smack right in the eye while I was headbanging. Somebody threw an elbow behind. I don't know if it was because my hair was hitting them or they were annoyed. I just got smacked. I believe it was my friend Cody. I believe it was, but I can't. I wasn't seeing straight because I got hit in the face, right? And then yeah, Paul was there. He remembers. And then the next worst one, because I like basically collapsed, and everybody stopped and picked me up. It was a mosh pit for Devil Driver at the Opera House. I was front
Nice.
ranks, just giving her, and wouldn't you know it, two of the biggest dudes in the whole freaking floor, boom, sandwiched me. I dropped like freaking that's like pins, just fell apart.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I know the description very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That one was painful.
I had that happen
Good
to me
times.
at Thy Art Is Murder. Get
Beautiful.
squished up between two people that were just way too big for me to be in between and survive.
Yeah.
So, and I was
Just
waiting for a
crushed.
friend of mine to get there, so I was by myself. So, yeah.
Well, at least you jumped in, right? Some people kind of just wait at the scenes, wait for their friend, look around. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that too. But then again, I don't know. I'm trying to go
No.
for professional musicians, so I'm not really diving headfirst into mosh pits without any recourse anymore.
Right. I
Yeah.
see. For me, it was a little bit different because I spent 15 years not doing stuff. To paraphrase, I spent 15 years not doing stuff. So when I finally actually got to be writing from the mosh pits, and get behind the bar and actually like run things, or see how things are run, or be there while they're getting, whatever it is. In 2019, I did 144 shows.
Damn.
Most of them had mosh pits, and I was in every single one of them.
Beautiful.
I got sick a few years ago, and they were like, "We don't know if you're gonna live," and I was like, "Okay," and I did anyway. And I got the
Good to
okay
hear
to do.
it.
Like I have nurses that I have to be like, "Can I jump out of planes? Can I eat this? Can I do this? Can I?" Like I do. I constantly have to find out if I'm allowed to do things, right? So I was like, "Can I kickbox?" And they were like, "Yeah, you could kickbox, as long as you're careful and be, like really watch your head and stuff like that." And I was like, "Can I substitute kickboxing for mosh pits?"
Yeah, that's
And
on
she
some
was like,
shows for sure.
"Well, yeah." She was like, "Well, I don't see why not, because your head's probably going to get knocked around less than it would in kickboxing. So yeah, go live your life." And I
Yeah.
never looked back. I did the Mahones show the night before I had a doctor's appointment. I had like a CAT scan, and I had like a lung x-ray, all kinds of shit I had the next morning, the day after St. Patrick's Day. I don't drink, so I don't normally go out for St. Patrick's Day. But we had gone to the Mahones, and I had decided to eat a few gummies.
Oh,
and I didn't feel much. Didn't say much, but I didn't feel much. So I had a great night. I get up the next day, still in the clothes I was in from the Horseshoe Tavern from the Mahone show on St. Patrick's Day. And
yeah.
I walk into the hospital and I'm like, I'm here for my blood tests and MRIs. My nurses were like, Amanda, like, why? Like, what are you doing? Right? Like, I was like,
Wow.
I know I smell like the bar, but you still have to take my blood. But I mean, like, we only get, like I was saying to you earlier, man, like, we only get one chance, and on the same token, we live every day and we only die
Mhm.
once.
Yeah.
Right? So when they were like, hey, go live your life, I took that as, hey,
I just
go live
ran
your
with
life.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like go jump in mosh pits and go quit your shitty job and do what you want to do with the rest of your life. And so that's what I did, you know. So that's why I'm in mosh pits more now than I was when I was a kid. Is, you know,
Well, I mean, not so much this year or last year, but
yeah,
here's to the
yeah.
future. Here's
It's
to
gonna
the
happen.
future.
I
I will.
mean, it ends when we say it ends, right? There's another one of those things I shouldn't say on the air. So just give it time and it'll we can stop this interview at any time, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Where's TJ? Right? So.
Amanda's gonna get us banned from Facebook.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, Jacques. Not
Oh
though.
boy. But I mean,
Uh,
okay, for not repeating that sentence, you know, we have to be hopeful that uh, it will evolve from this. I don't want to say end because nothing's ever going to go back to normal. We know this.
no.
People's psyche has changed. The way people work have changed. I mean, the way I work hasn't really changed except for the fact that I'm not behind a bar right now. But like look
Yeah.
at the way bands are having to pull things together. You know, look at people who work
Yeah.
office jobs that are working at home now. Or, you know, we've
Yeah.
discovered that certain things don't necessarily need to be used. And, you know, certain industries are going down while certain industries are coming up. I like light wins, and it's just going to take some time for us to evolve out of what we're going through. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be more spectacular in the second half of our lives than it was in the first half of our lives, because all of us really have taken a pause and kind of just gone, what the fuck is going on here? And like,
Yeah.
who am I and what's important to me? And, you know, some people really took that and ran with it. You know, we obviously are still going and doing the things that we're doing. So, you know,
Yep.
some people take that and run with it, and some people haven't, which is unfortunate. Some people haven't been able to survive it as far as like restaurants go, bars go, anything like that. But
Well, it's
there's a
easier
lot of
to
us.
give up, right?
Well, I
Some
mean,
people, they just can't handle it. They just
yeah,
give up. And like,
yeah,
how can you look at yourself and like be happy with who you are if you give up on things just because things are a little low? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you should work to fix them, I think, before just
absolutely.
throwing them out the window. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
um I completely agree with that. I think that we live in such an automatic consumer society now that people don't fix a lot of things that are broken anymore. And,
Yeah.
you know, like I think that kind of has hurt the mentality of how we have gone about fixing things in this last year, you know.
Yeah.
But on the same token, um, there's a lot of people out there like myself that homeschool their kids different from the way they're taught in government schools, public schools, you know, so there's hope. I still come from a generation that's, most of us still fix things when they break. You know, I know you're a little bit younger than me, but you did mention earlier that, you know, you were a kid that played in the mud and, you know, wasn't interested in certain things because you were busy being a kid and building shit and breaking things. And, you know,
I've always had friends that are been way older than me, so I kind of get like the Gen X mentality growing up mixed with my millennial.
Yeah.
Which
hey, I
I'm
was born in
thankful
83.
for.
Oh, dude, I get that. I was born at the beginning of the being a mix of both. I was born in 83, and you're what, 30? Maybe?
27.
Okay. So you're 11 years younger than me, which is not a lot, but on the same token, there's like 2 generations in there, dude. So, but I mean, I grew up when we had no internet accessible the way it is, no cell phones. We had the Zach Morris phone. You only saw that shit on TV, and it was this fucking big, right? You know, car phones were only built into limousines. That was it. You know, like I remember the first car phone I saw. My grandfather, because he worked, he drove limousine for the airport. I grew up in between Niagara Falls and Toronto, right? So both cities are my home. And he couldn't be a pilot because he was colorblind. So his way of staying close to the airport.
I didn't even know that was a factor. That's interesting.
Back then it was. I don't think it is so much now because there's so much technology and, you know, stuff like that.
They have corrective glasses now, so.
Right. Whereas like they didn't have things like that before. So his way of staying close to the airport and being able to have, you know, myself and my sisters have something to do sometimes, you know, like on his day off, he'd throw us in his fucking limousine and drive us to the airport and we'd go watch the planes come in and out. You know, and like to me, that was way more fun than playing fucking Five Nights at Freddy's or, you know, that's the only one I know. That's the only one anybody gets out of me. Oh, and Minecraft. That's it. Those are the only 2. Like my kids have a couple of devices, but we don't have a lot going on. We have Amazon Prime because I forgot to cancel it. No Netflix, no nothing, man. I could write my name in my fucking TV and the dust that's on it. We don't use it because we're out at the park. We're busy learning. We're experimenting with things. We're making a mess. We're blowing shit up. We're, you know, we're like, I don't know. Sometimes I watch Superstore when I'm falling asleep. That's as much as we got. So.
Well, as you said, your TV is currently unplugged, right? I mean, like, kudos to you for being a parent to actually go as far into your kids' safety as to homeschool them, like, completely. That's wicked. I think that's cool as hell. I hope you're teaching them gardening and taxes, because that's like...
My best friend is a genius, certified genius, and she's also like all the way to stealing. Pardon?
Like with Apple genius or like an actual Einstein?
No, like before that was a thing.
Okay.
Like she's been my best friend since I was 4 years old.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so we've been friends for 34 years, and we've been friends for 34 years, and yeah, she teaches my kids math, and I work in a world where like my kids, when people come in house, the girls get, you know, oh hey, I'm a singer, let me hear your best growl, or here, watch this on the guitar. It's only 2 things, but you'll be able to play 10 things. You know, we've got a drum kit in the fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
We don't have a couch. We don't have a couch, and we don't have a TV that's plugged in. We have a drum kit in the kitchen. We have a kitchen table. We have a big kitchen table in my bedroom / office. We have a whole wall of art supplies, and you know, like we structure kids in this world where from, you know, 9 to 5, hypothetically 9 to 5, you have to sit down and you have to do all this stuff, and then you go home and we structure kids with all these other things at home and we keep them busy and do this stuff. We don't do these things as adults. You know what I mean? As somebody like for me who works from home, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I swing my kettlebell for a little bit, I make a smoothie, and then I sit down and I write for a few hours. And then I get up from the table and I'm like, well, what do I feel like doing today? I should probably do the dishes and make a coffee and do this and do, you know, so like I kind of have made my kids adapt that adult schedule routine type thing where like you get up at a certain time, you make your own morning schedule, but you have to follow it, you know? So I enforce them, you know, I enforce them doing those things, but like making decisions. I mean, my kids are they're relatively smart. They make their own decisions, you know, like I don't feel like doing this, so I want to do that. My kids cook their own breakfast. They make their own lunch sometimes. They're pretty independent. I mean, those are the things they need to learn. They're not sitting at a school desk at 35 years old learning arithmetic and whatever. No, I'm going to teach them how to do those things with real life stuff. You know, there's basic paper math. If one of them wants to be a scientist, okay, we go on further with math, you know. We put you into this kind of class. I find this tutor. I know fucking all kinds of people, man. And the money that I'm not putting into the school system now by, field trip money. They need this. They need supplies. They need this. I just pay my friends to teach them things that they need to be taught.
Yeah. Well, like that takes care of your immediate community too, right?
Right. That's right. This is the generation that's going to be taking care of us, you know? So I want my kids to be taking care of me properly.
Oh, we got some more questions here. Some interview questions. Does Kyle take days off?
That's so funny. I was just looking at that.
Usually no, but recently I have been because I've been told that I work too much by a few people. Maybe the person asking the question, actually. When's the next song coming out? That I can't tell you. It's a secret. Till then, design dropped today. This is my design dropped today. So you listen to that song because it just dropped today. So enjoy that. What are you doing, Julie? We just released a song and you're already asking for more? Come on. Soon, really soon. We'll have details soon. We're always active on social media. Facebook.com/Harmonic Dissection, @Harmonic Dissection on Instagram, the works. Follow us and then you will get your details. Merch is available right now at harmonic.bandcamp.com. harmonicdissection.bandcamp.com. I think that's the one. harmonicdissection.bandcamp.com. Yeah, that sounds right. I got a lot of websites in my head. We have a run of We Are the Bards of Eternal Life t-shirts still going. Some demos, like we actually our drummer Chris, he put together, we were supposed to go on tour in 2021 or 2020, so we put together a whole bunch of demo discs from our demo to, you know, just huck to people on tour and stuff like that. So that's available on Bandcamp too. Right now we're in the lieu of still fine-tuning the rest of the songs for Creative Destruction, and we'll probably look into hard copies of it. I'm not sure yet. We're still talking about a lot of things, right? Like, I mean, Harmonic Dissection has been an entity for over 5 years, but only the past few years have we really been doing the work. So, like, you know, in the beginning it was auditioning people and, you know, writing songs and stuff like that, and then we started going forward with the more serious professional stuff. So we're you know, trying to get this EP all done, and you will know soon. Are we collaborating with anyone on this EP? Well, the EP to date has been produced by us. We've worked with a few people, like our drums, our live drums. Our drummer Chris recorded them at Iguana Studios in Toronto. And the rest of the EP is pretty much produced at our rhythm guitarist Daryl's studio. we've just been basically, because there hasn't been so much jamming back and forth, we've been tossing each other like, all right, here's the track, let's do it, tell me what you want, and then tossing it back via internet and back and forth, trying to get together where we can, because there are rules in place. Oh, look, harmonicdissection.bandcamp.com. I was right. Got it. Thanks, Mr. Chris. That's Chris there, our drummer. If you want to say hi to him, obviously, because of these rules. I'm alone. I initially wanted at least 2 of the members here, kind of squeeze in everyone into this, but fresh lockdown rules, I guess, another 2 weeks, so we're only allowed, one person if they live by themselves in your household, but only that one person. So that goes out the window. And I don't know, actually, here's a question. What if you work with your bandmates? I saw a post on Facebook, somebody asking if the community at the time looked down about jamming, that because at the time things were starting to open up again. So that's the question. What if you work with your bandmates? Is that okay? Because if you work with them every day, the exposure is the same if you're jamming or not, right?
Okay, there's a way I want to answer this, and there's a way I should answer this because we're live.
Okay, let's go with the live version.
Okay.
Well, maybe some people have an answer for that. What do they think?
So I think that if you go back to the production rules and you set up a camera so that you are documenting how a band stays current during a pandemic.
And like put it under that. Just under that. That's the only way.
So you could do that. And then, I mean, there's rehearsal rules as well. But if you look into the production rules, that's how TJ managed to be able to sit next to me. That's how I'm able to have people at the table here in the Falls.
Yeah, I see.
It's because, like technically this is our work right now. Now, I would say that you might get ticketed, but it'll probably get thrown out in court because like none of this, like what they're doing doesn't have actual legislation to stick to, and that's why any fines or anything they're giving people is either A, getting thrown out of court, or B, they're ticketing people under common nuisance, because that's the only charge that they can stick to people, because that actually has legislation. So like you could be like, well, listen, we all work in the same place, so or
what's the difference,
if you want to get technical about it, you could get a business number for your band, and then boom, you guys are a job.
Well, technically it wouldn't count because I don't think a band business is deemed essential regardless.
It doesn't matter if it's essential. You can still have a business license for a band, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, no.
But then
you can register your band. But I don't know if that would exempt you from all the rules. But anyways, I don't want to touch too much on this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just want to say one more sentence, which is no, but if you add the production rules in along with that business number, I think you would be fine.
Yeah, okay. That's something to consider. Like, I mean, I don't plan on jamming during this next section of lockdown at all because everything's closed regardless. But like I said, if there's a stage in a field and no one's around, I'm okay with playing for birds. That's fine. As long as I get to scream into a microphone, I'm cool.
Well, as long as you record it, it's legal, dude.
Perfect. That's okay. Well, do cell phones count? Can I have like 5 cell phones videotaping me? Does that count? Will that count?
I would assume so, yeah, as long as it's recording.
Or does it have to be a Nikon or something nice?
As long as it's a recording device, you should have 0 issue with it.
Perfect. Okay.
So,
all right. And 6 feet.
Yeah. Well, the stage that we just broke ground for is going to be a little bit wider than 6 feet.
Okay.
So,
well, I hope so. Because if you take all the members of a band and then times that by 6 feet, that's like quite a big number. You have to stay 6 feet apart, right?
I want to say it's somewhere around 40 to 60 feet long.
Nice.
And then it's somewhere between 20 to 35 feet back. So you'll all fit comfortably. There will be no elbows to the forehead at
well,
all.
it's a metal show. I need to see something.
No elbows to your forehead. So like we're coming up on an hour. I think we're just a little bit over an hour. It doesn't matter. Like we can sit and chat or whatever. But I mean, like we could also kick everybody out and have a conversation before we go on our way and do our thing for the evening. Because I know that I got another one to burn before I go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I got stuff
And bedtime
to do as
is
well,
15 minutes away for me.
Wow. Well, hey, early to bed, early to rise, right? But yeah. I mean, I guess we'll get TJ next time, but that's okay.
His loss, not mine.
All right, we had a lot of laughs. It's always great chatting with you, and I hope some of our information came across as good and insightful to some musicians, and some of the information was, completely disregarded.
That's why we do this live, dude.
Oh, good stuff.
Whatever. I hold myself accountable. I said it all. I don't care. You can blame on me whatever you said too.
No. It's okay. It's all from love. It's all love.
So yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, it is what it is. We're an hour into trouble, if that's what it is. So.
I don't think it's gonna be trouble. Yeah. I mean, we didn't say anything too insensitive, did we?
Well, I mean. That's a conversation for another day. Probably another show. Somebody else's show.
I hope TJ's there next time. Oh, you mean somebody else's completely? Well.
Yeah. So we'll see. So, but all right. Well, on that note,
Sarah.
Oh, is that my cousin? She pops in for every show.
Happy 420, frequent viewer.
Yeah, she pops in for every show. Man, there's a lot of comments today. Wow, TJ sucks. He missed some good stuff, man.
Well, I guess we can. I'm down for retry number 3. Like, I'm okay with that.
Dude, we can retry this as many times as you want.
Well, you guys are cool. I like chatting with cool people, especially people involved in the scene, right?
Yeah,
you guys are
definitely.
You guys are reaching out. I remember when you guys reached out to Co-Elite. At the time, we couldn't come out to Barrie, just like, transportation issues and stuff like that. But it's cool. What you guys are doing is cool.
Yeah, well, thank you, man. So we're trying.
Anytime.
So, and we do definitely, when we can, we do make it out to bands as well. When people can't come to us, we don't have an issue going to them either. And like, I mean, eventually we will have you sitting at this table.
Cool.
We'll tear the table down and bring it to wherever you are if we have to. We don't have to.
That's cool. Hopefully we get some stuff going, because I would 100% love to have you guys out to a show. Like the first harmonic show you and TJ want to come to, I'll put out for your tickets. I just want you guys at the first harmonic show back.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be 100%. We'll be there, dude. Definitely. At least I will be. It'll be for sure a lot of fun. Definitely.
I know. You're right. I mean, TJ could need to take a drive into town or something.
I mean, if they ever let me get my driver's license, he won't have to come all the way to the Falls to pick me up and then drive back to Toronto. Because that's what we do.
Fair.
Man, he drives all the way from Barrie to Niagara Falls, picks me up, and then drives wherever we have to go if we have to be out of town.
See, that's a good guy. That's a good guy. I like that.
Yeah. So I like, as far as work partners go, I couldn't ask for a better work partner. So I can't
seem to work together well.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He came down to interview me. He still hasn't gotten fucking interview. Not properly anyway. And we just kind of clicked. It was like, maybe we should just do this. Instead of you interviewing me and us trying next time, why don't we just do this? And I called a few of my friends, and next thing you know, we're playing chicken wing roulette with some of the hottest fucking hot sauce I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
By the time we were done this show, I was like, oh, I wonder what this hot sauce and this honey tastes like mixed together. Because I got a bunch of hot honeys too from a local guy. So it's like scorpion pepper and shit.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, just spoon feeding it to myself by the end of the show. And we had a blast. So that's how we ended up doing what we do now. Yeah. Dude, I can handle hot sauce like nothing. So yeah, so that's how we ended up doing this.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you guys stuck together. And, it's really cool to have people like you in the scene, helping bands out, interviewing bands. Like I've seen a bunch of my friends, some people I've played shows with, interviewed by you guys. I'm always peeping in here and there. And as you said, I'm always hitting you guys up, throwing you guys the song links and stuff like that.
Which we so appreciate. And we do.
Well, I appreciate you guys sharing. It's great.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
It helps
we're definitely grateful that we became friends with you like we did. It really happened quickly and naturally, and that's like it. Sometimes it's difficult to find that in this business. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are hit or miss, and sometimes you make friendships that last fucking a lifetime. So, it's kind of nice to find that as quickly as TJ and I did, because like we have a list of bands that we're going to be interviewing from Moscow. We have enough bands where we can do one full month of just bands from Australia that are booked. Like we just...
Hold on a sec. Jesse, you hear that? They're interviewing bands from Moscow. That's you. That's my bassist. He's really into like the hardcore beatdown Slav scene. So
okay,
go on.
Like TJ just keeps he networks all day long, and he just keeps stumbling into these groups where people are like, "Oh, I've got like 15 bands for you." Like our Maxim. He's a manager out of Montreal, and every band that we've had from Montreal, not only are they all connected, but they've all been from Maxim, or they all know him in some way, shape, or form. And they're one hell of a community to be mixed in with, definitely. They're another metal scene that is just, once things get back to normal, we'll be thriving again. It'll be nice to be out there and see how things are going.
Yeah, we were trying to end off our tour last year there because Farm Fest that I was telling you about, it was just around the corner, right? So why not spend a few days out there anyways in the Montreal, Quebec metal scene? It's crazy. I got like a bunch of friends out there, like Killborn. I was trying to get a show put together with Necrotic Gore Beast. They're from there. Bunch of friends bands. Autumna, actually the guy who puts on Farm Fest, his band Autumna's from out there. Lots of friends from out east, Montreal areas, and then the Ottawa scene up there too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like we we'll call our immediate area anywhere in an 8-hour circle, and that includes the States.
Yeah.
We have some of the most dynamite fucking music ever, let alone just from Canada or just from the States, or like that 8-hour circle all the way around from where we're sitting right now. There's just some incredible musicians,
Hidden gems.
Absolutely, definitely. It's funny because some of the people that we interview, we're like, oh my God, we've been friends with them. I've seen you like 300 times, whatever. Like Sam from the Electric Dead. I've seen the Electric Dead like, I don't know, fucking 22 times or something like that. And I've worked with them. They're in Sofa City Sounds. And Sam did a show with us at the beginning of February with Phoenix Fire from London. He is an escape artist. He's also an innovator of insanity. So, yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Yes, he like eats razor blades and walks on machetes and like escapes from water and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So
Walks on machetes. That's pretty good. That's pretty innovative.
he actually is teaching me all the things that he knows. I just got myself a pair of handcuffs to start learning how to get out
That's
of the well, I mean, why not, man? We live every day,
cool.
so I might as well find something to do while I'm living every day, right?
Yeah, I hear
So
that.
yeah, so like he walks up machetes and then like jumps into razor blades and eats glass and has this like little jigsaw attached to a tattoo machine that he like shoves up his nose and shit. Yeah, he's a blockhead and like he's pretty crazy. So, but and like I mean, both of them are friends of mine, or good friends of mine. So I'm like, oh, I know most of the things that the two of them are gonna say on the show, and then both of them just like put out all this information I've never fucking heard before, and I was like. Like when I get surprised by the guests that I book versus the one that TJ books, those are the shows where I'm like, fuck, what just happened? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know, it's
Eats
crazy.
light bulbs. Sarah
Yeah.
says he also eats light bulbs. I think I've
Yep.
seen something on that, like My Strange Addiction. Somebody eats glass and light bulbs.
Or
And
the
like,
one that
there's
ate
somebody who
couch
eats
cushions.
mattress. Yeah, that's the one. Weird.
I
So
saw that
weird.
episode too.
So,
That's terrible.
I mean,
Well, if
just
you want,
imagine
we
like the body sweat. Just when
can.
you're eating it. Ugh. Ah.
Mom said that my dad, like, I didn't know my biological father, but my mom said my dad was like that too. My dad used to like brush his teeth with Ajax and like eat glass and shit.
Well, I mean, like, they don't
It
live
explains a
boring
lot.
lives. I don't know if I would choose that, but like,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I'm discovering how to do these things as somebody who doesn't drink anymore versus somebody who drinks. So at least I'm not getting as hurt as I would have.
fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Practice safety. No, that's cool though. Well, it's good. You got to keep yourself busy, right? I'm sure a lot of
well, and
people,
that's it.
especially the people in the quarantine stuff like that, are banging their heads off the walls. Thankfully, I'm a musician, so if I want to get my head out of a funk, I'll just hop on my keyboard, hop on my guitar, go to work, right?
Yep. My stereo is right next to my desk for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but on that note, I'm kicking everybody else out so that we can have an offline conversation.
No problem. Well, I hope you enjoyed, everyone. We'll see you again soon, hopefully with DJ.
Thank you so much for doing this. I greatly appreciate it, and we certainly will do this again. We'll try for round 3. Third time's supposed to be a charm, right?
I hear that.
Awesome. All right, we're out of here. Oh.